Hi, everybody. Erica from In the Company of Cards back again on a what's promising to be a dark and stormy afternoon and evening in Southern California. We're thrilled, grateful for the rain. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Welcome to all of you who've been here for a while. Thank you for staying and welcome to you as well. I have a cool announcement at the end of the show. Yeah, so I'll save that for the end. But I just have a kind of a potpourri of things that I thought I would look at um, today with you all. I've just written my Substack article for this week. So if you want to follow me there, I am in the company of cards, also just like here. And it's where I write. So go there, check that out. It's free, costs nothing, but you can see that how my pen works in addition to how my mouth works here. So first thing, I told you that Trump would backpedal on the tariffs. And sure enough, that's what I said last time. When I looked at the cards, I thought he would try to kind of reel it back a little bit. And of course, he has reeled it back a little bit. I think that Mexico and Canada's responses have been so assertive and bold, and I'm proud of both countries. Um, I'm thrilled. It was not weird to say, but I mean, I really am. And so now there will be a 1 month delay in tariffs being imposed on new cars. So, we'll see. Let's see what else he decides to delay or to renege on or to, take back. But I saw that in the cards, and there you go. Another thing that I saw in the cards, if you recall, I read on the USAID money that 47 stopped from moving through the pipeline. And the lower courts said, no, you got to cough that money up. And he raced to the Supreme Court, sure that they would do his bidding, and they did not do his bidding. And I also told you that I thought it would be John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett who would side with our side and make him cough that money up. So that's what happened. And I think that there will be more of that moving forward. So first thing I want to, I don't know if you saw the, you know, speech last night. I didn't see it in real time. We watched a movie instead because, and then I did also tune into Roland Martin. I thought he did a great job. All the commentators there. But one of the things that I didn't see it, I read it, and then I went and looked at a clip of it. So I guess I did see it after the fact. Was, when he's leaving or going, I guess when he was leaving, he's high-fiving everybody and shaking hands and doing all that stuff. Well, there were several Supreme Court judges there. I don't know the third one, but I know that Elena Kagan was there, and I know that John Roberts was there. Oh, and I know Kavanaugh was there. There might have been a fourth. I don't know who the fourth was. But anyway, he shakes their hands, and then he gets to Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and he says, thanks. Thanks a lot. No, I mean it really. Thanks a lot. And he pats the guy on the shoulder. What are you doing? Well, let me tell you, if looks could kill, none of them, well, maybe Kavanaugh didn't mind shaking hands. Kagan's face was impassive. But you could tell that John Roberts did not like being hail fellow, well meted by 47 or patted on the back like that. It's a bad look. I mean, as somebody said, it looked like a mob boss saying, appreciate what you did for me there. Thanks. I'll remember it. I really appreciate it. What are you talking about? Now, here's what I want to know. I saw on his face, the look on his face, how Roberts felt about that. But I would like to know from the cards, how did he feel about that? Because I'm telling you what, and I am an optimist. I realize that, and I also think that, um, we can manifest the destiny that we want. And I think that 47 will not get, despite what Roberts ended up giving him in the end, which was king-like power. I think that the court will reel that back. Not the conservatives, they're a lost cause, so whatever. The majorities will be slim, but I think that a lot of what 47 does will end up being rolled back by the Supreme Court. But for now, let's just be petty and ask the cards, how did Roberts feel? Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice John Roberts feel about being, glad-handed and thanked by Trump? So we're going to use the older man for Roberts, gravitas, right? Uh, and I'm just going to cut. Okay. So we're looking for the older man. Is this up enough? Okay. Okay, here he is. So this stands for Chief Justice John Roberts of the Supreme Court. Two cards that come before, two cards after. And I think I'll pull a couple of clarifiers just because I can. Okay. Okay. So the cards are the rider, the bear. Here's John Roberts, the whip, and the young man. Okay, so what are these about? And then we'll look at the clarifiers. So I think that, Roberts is no dummy. He got the message. This is the writer. The writer brings messages. He got the message that 47, the narcissist, was trying to send, which is, you're my guy. Thank you so much for being my guy. I really love it that you're my guy. But I can mirror it with the fifth card, which is the young man. This is Roberts also. Roberts is Roberts is saying, you see his chin up in the air? Who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're patting on the back? You cannot be so obvious. And matter of fact, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson because I'm the tough guy here. All right. Uh, I can mirror also the bear, which is 47, with the whip. And I love this because, this is the bear thinking that, he owns the woods and he owns everything and he can do whatever he wants. And this is Roberts and the liberal justices on the court, plus Amy Coney Barrett, saying, not so fast. The whip is about arguments, and they will argue with him. They're not going to just roll over and give him what he wants. Okay. So then I drew clarifiers. I drew clarifiers on Roberts. The clarifiers are the scales, the garden, and the crossroads. So here's Roberts, Chief Justice, right? I mean, that's, an important job. He is wanting to, at the very least, look how nicely this goes with my shirt. Anyway, he, at the very least, will want to give the appearance of being fair, judicious, cautious, lawyerly, judge-like, right? So, in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the public, this is his court and it's his reputation and it's his court's reputation. Crossroads. I think he was on the path with 47, and then 47 starts making some of these crazy rulings and letting this guy Musk run roughshod. And I think that Roberts is saying, course correct, course correct. I'm not going to be in your pocket all the time, every time, just because I was stupid enough to grant you, um, you know, majestic powers. So I think that this is good. Okay, now we have the whip. Now this is again arguments, and there will be. I mean, I don't even know how many court cases already based on the kinds of things that 47 has done. Um, and these arguments will continue. They'll move forward, and I think that they will nibble away at what 47 has done, erode a lot of what he's done. And I think they will stymie him. The court will stymie him. All they need is a 5-4. So I think he will be blocked more than not blocked. Uh, okay. And then we have this young man card. And I think this is also Roberts sticking out his chin and saying, "You're not the boss of me. Who do you think you are? Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you did for me. What are you doing? And in public, don't do that." So this is Roberts. The clarifiers are the birds, the dog, and the child. Here's what I think. So that's Roberts. This is also the court, right? They meet, they talk, they discuss, they argue, etc. I think he will really try to have that group be more collegial. Um, I think that he's going to have the court start to look at 47 and what he's doing in a new way. And I can mirror this rider message is that I'm the new sheriff in town, Roberts will say. The court is the new sheriff in town. And that means 47, you're not going to get everything you want. So this is good. 47 couldn't help himself, had to pat the guy on the back. Thank you for what you've done for me. I really appreciate it. I'll remember it. Talking about it was not a good look, and Roberts was not happy. And I think that he will exact his pound of flesh, meaning 47 will not be able to run to the court, like run to mommy and say, he hit me and get what he wants. I don't think so. I think he will be stymied more than I originally thought that he would be with this court. So that's good. Okay. Now another thing that happened last night, as I said, it was going to be a meandering, confusing, boring speech, and apparently, from all indications, it was. But one of the other things that he did was shout out his good friend and co-ruler, Elon. He says, so, we have this Department of Government Efficiency, whatever. And you've heard of Doge, right? He said, like it's a joke. And then he said, and, headed by Elon Musk, who's here with us tonight. And then he points the guy out. Now, you might say to yourself, what's the big deal? They have gone to court. Trump's lawyers have gone to court and argued, no, 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 no. Musk is not the head of Doge. That's this woman. That's saying they named some woman. That's this woman. It's not Musk. Well, then, why did 47 say it was? So people have now run to court, back to court, and said, excuse me, He says whatever he said before doesn't matter because what he said in this address to the whole country was that he pointed the guy out who waved and smiled. The Musk is the guy. So that's not gonna that was not a smart move. He does these dumb things. Um, Apparently, Musk was in a meeting today with Republicans, and the Republicans were saying that what they want from him, and here's what I don't understand. Why are they asking him? Like, just tell him. But anyway, what they want for him, what they were asking him to do is to any kind of cut that he's proposing with Doge, they want those cuts to be run through the Congress. I mean, sounds reasonable. And Musk has given everyone his phone number in case they have any questions. Well, that's hardly um, the response that I think that they were looking for. So I would like to know what will be the result of 47 proclaiming to the world that Elon is head of Doge because they're trying to, get around that somehow. So let me think. He has loose lips, 47, but I'm just going to let Spirit pick all the cards. What will be the result of him of 47 having said, look, there's the head of Doge with us tonight. And then there's Musk waving. Is he the head or is he not the head? Okay, what will be the consequences of that? I'm just going to pull 5 cards and see what we get, whether I can make any sense of it. Spirit knows what I'm asking. Remember that whatever that card is the all important center card. So you'll see when I see. Hmm. Well, I mean, on the face of it, these look like nice cards. Heart, woman, whip in the middle, bouquet, and house. Now, um, gotta say, not sure what that heart's all about. The heart mirrors the house. A lot of times when I'm doing political readings, the house refers to the White House. Um, 47 loves the fact that he got elected to the White House again, so we'll just leave it at that. Um, they're saying that this woman is the head. This is what his lawyers are arguing. Some woman, I forget what her name is, but she's the head of Doge. Um, and, you know, I think she was on vacation when she was announced as the head of Doge. And she probably thought, oh, a promotion. How nice. But really, it was just a subterfuge to get Elon out of trouble, potential trouble. But we have the whip in the middle. 47 shouting Musk out as the head of Doge is going to create problems, which is why the Republicans wanted to meet with Musk today and did meet with him and say, listen, you can't just cut stuff. You can't just fire people. You have to run it through Congress. Uh, Musk doesn't want to do that. 47 doesn't want to do it either. But it's sort of like a sleeping giant has been awakened, and Congress wants to assert its power. They want skin in the game. They want to play their hand. So this is good because just it's good in insofar as it creates dissension between Republicans and 47 and Musk. We like that. The more dissension and dysfunction among those three, the better. Okay. Let's see. Uh, okay, a couple more things. I wanted to look at the Canadian election. Things were moving along, right? And Justin Trudeau had stepped down, and Poilievre thought that he had it in the bag. Poilievre, remember, is the conservative. He's also the Trump clone. Well, uh, for a while, it looked like Poilievre was going to be in the lead and that there was going to be sort of a fight for who was going to take the Liberal Party. But we hear less and less now about uh, Chrystia Freeland. She was the finance minister who was sort of stepped down and fired at the same time by Trudeau. She's running for prime minister. Mark Carney is running also, same party, Liberal Party. Um, Poilievre, who was Trump, Trump, Trump. Well, now that there's been these tariffs and this ugliness between Trump and Canada, Poilievre, all he can do is sort of stutter and say, Canada first, Canada first, because he doesn't want to look like the odd man out, right? The odd Canadian defending 47. That's not very Canadian patriotic, right? So what has happened is that the liberals who were, you know, back at the gate are now rushing to the fore. And I think that the liberals will win over Poilievre. So let me just draw and this election's coming up pretty soon, I think in a couple of weeks, 24th maybe, I'm not sure, but I know it's this month. So I'm going to pull three cards for Poilievre. He's the conservative Trumper, and three cards for Mark Carney, because I really think Chrystia Freeland is out of the running. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Okay, so let's see what we get. Um, okay, so three cards. The first three cards will be for Poilievre, the conservative, who was in the lead for a minute, and for Mark Carney. He's the banker that everybody's really liking uh, for the Liberal Party. Okay, ready? Okay. This is Poilievre, the conservative. We have the moon, the ship, and the key. These are really good cards, gotta say. The moon is reputation, the ship is moving ahead, key is, it unlocks stuff. So, I mean, the cards for Carney need to be obviously better than that. And I think they are. We have the rider, the sun, and the house. These are, I think, I don't know. I can't imagine that this is going to be a close race in light of the tariff situation. But the moon, the ship, the key and the sun, and the key appears in Poilievre's column, and the sun appears in Carney's column. They say this is the best card in the deck. I call these two cards the fraternal twins of each other. But um, I'm going to go with Carney. That's my bet, Carney. So I think the Liberal Party will win. Okay. Um, one more thing, and then I'll make the announcement. So I would like to look at Pope Francis's health again. You know that his health has been down, it's been up, it's been down, it's been up. We have now entered the holy season of Lent, which is that 40-day period, although it actually ends up being like 7 weeks if you count the weekends and Sunday and all that. But it's the 40-day period between Ash Wednesday, which is today, and Easter Sunday, which is a period, it's sort of the most somber period in the Christian calendar, um, where, Christians are meant to remember that dust thou art, and to dust shalt thou return. And Ash Wednesday, the priest says those words while he puts ashes on people's foreheads to remind them of that. And it's a period of penitence and prayer. And I I like Lent because I think it's a time for us to sort of stop and be conscious of what we do and what we say and how we conduct ourselves. And um, so I do certain things like I'll do a 20-hour fast every day for the period of Lent. And I'm going to walk every single day on my treadmill for an hour because sometimes I slip up. But yeah, those are my two things. And they're, it's just something to remind me to be aware and to be conscious and to be disciplined. But my point is that it is the holiest um, period in the Christian calendar, more so than Christmas, because it's the lead up to Easter. And so it is it is an interesting time for the Pope to be so indisposed. He can't do any of the ceremonies, the Good Friday stuff, and um, I think I'd like to look at how he will be come Holy Week. Holy Week is the week right before Easter, so it's after this long period of penitence and prayer and thoughtful cogitation. Easter's on, I think, like the 20th or something of April, the third week in April. So what will his status be at that point? Um, I'm going to use the cross. No, I'm not going to use the cross. I'm going to use the older man for him and see how he'll be. Pneumonia is a tricky thing. And he, like I said, he's had a lot of setbacks, and then people think he's a little bit better and more setbacks. They say that for every week that he's in the hospital, he will need a month to recover. And he's been in there for a while. So, um, how will he be? Will he be with us even um, come Holy Week? Pluto in Aquarius, that could be another change. If you haven't seen the movie Conclave, let me just say you should see it. It's really good. All right, so we're going to use the older man for Pope Francis, and we are looking at how he'll be in this period between now and the end of April. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't like that. I think I didn't shuffle well enough because I saw the cards that I drew for Polyev and for Carney, and they were like jammed together. So I'm just going to shuffle. In the meantime, let me remind you, please do like, share, subscribe. I feel like we are um, really close to 31,000 subscribers. That is amazing, and I'm so grateful to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's try this again. We're looking for the older man in the deck, and that will stand for Pope Francis. During this holy period, how will his health be? Okay, here he is. Okay, so this is going to stand for Pope Francis. Okay, I will tell you what these cards are, but I think I'm going to draw some clarifiers. Well, birds, stork. Here he is, the Pope, the book, and the lily. Okay, so as you can imagine, there is a lot of conversation, I'm sure, going on around the world and in the Vatican. The Pope's quite old, and it's hard to bounce back from something like this 100%. So there's a lot of buzz, a lot of talk about this. Um, Obviously, people hope that there will be positive improvement. That's what they're hoping. He's in the middle, but I can mirror this second card with the fourth card. Whether or not there is positive improvement is unknown. I think even at that point, remember, I'm looking at this period from now until Easter, which is the 20th of April. He will be in the woods still, it looks like, with that book there. Not out of the woods, as the expression goes. That's what I meant to say. Now, here he is, and the clarifiers are the tree, the ship, and the moon. Now, this puts me in mind of something that I've actually heard talked about a little bit. As you recall, Pope Benedict uh, left the papacy. He stepped down and lived for some considerable time on the grounds of the Vatican. I remember being at the Vatican and seeing where he lived, beautiful grounds. Um, uh, so there was like a pope and then a like extra pope who was sort of sequestered away. And so there's been a precedent um, for leaving early, for retiring from the papacy, as opposed to doing what most popes do, which is just stay in the job until they pass on. So here's Francis. Here's his health. There is speculation that Francis would contemplate stepping down if he were so incapacitated over an extended period of time that he could not fulfill his apostolic duties, which means his duties as the Pope. So this is the card for health. And I mean, I think he could conceivably be thinking about stepping down. To whatever degree he's thinking about anything beyond drawing his next breath, because this is the problem. They're having to push oxygen into him. And, you know, it's sort of what I've read is that it's the alternative to being intubated. Do you remember from COVID when people were intubated, which means that you're on a machine to breathe? And obviously, he doesn't want to be on a machine to breathe. It's never good when you're on those machines because a lot of times, as we know from COVID, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, people didn't make it off. That's why they would have people video their family members to say goodbye and then intubate them because a lot of times they wouldn't come off the intubation. So he's having a treatment which is like one step down from being intubated. So he may decide, yeah, you know what, I can't fulfill my apostolic duties, and maybe I should retire. This is sort of leaving his papacy. Um, okay, fourth card is the book. We don't know. And then we have the woman, the anchor, and the young man. We don't know whether he will be. This is very yin. I hate to do this to this card, but this is very yin. It's not assertive, it's not aggressive, it's passive, it's accepting, and it's yielding. He may yield to the idea that in order to keep the church anchored, if you will, new blood is needed. And so could step down. It's the second line that makes me think he could step down if he doesn't pass on first. And then we have the lily. Now, I will say, one of the things that I was hoping I would not see is the coffin anywhere in this reading. And I didn't see the coffin because when you see the coffin, especially right together with the lily, that is physical death. But all we have here is the lily. There's no coffin here. So we have the lily clarified by the clover, the letter, and the rider. I'm gonna say for his peace of mind, his ease of mind, his recovery, don't be surprised if pretty soon he doesn't say, I'm stepping down. The message comes, I'm turning in my resignation. Um, and of course, this would be announced to the cardinals first, to the people in the Vatican. The cardinals would have to do like they did in the movie Conclave, if you've ever seen it, or if you've been around a few years, you've seen this happen before. Cardinals come from all over the world because from their midst, the next pope is chosen. So I'm going to say that there's a good chance he will step down. If he doesn't pass, I think he'll step down. And it could be during that period between now and April 20th. So, again, more Pluto and Aquarius, more upheaval. Um, I read before on this, and when it happens, I do think that the church will try to go in a conservative direction. Um, Women will be relegated to where they've been relegated for the past 2,000 years. I also think that that will um, signal the decline overall of the church moving forward. But anyway, that's what I see. Okay, here's my announcement. This is so cool. Um, I have asked someone to come on my channel with me once a month to pull cards and have conversations about important things that are of interest to all of us around the world. And so I reached around the world to find someone that I thought you all would enjoy seeing once a month with me. And this person has agreed to do this. Um, the first time we get together will be later this month, and then it'll be on a monthly basis. It may be different days on the month. So, it won't be like a certain day each month. It'll be pop up, but once a month. And the person that I will be partnering with on my channel once a month is Lena from Tarot Down Under, Dr. Lena Rodriguez. So you all have commented on how much you've loved our conversations. We have too. We've really enjoyed them. And Lena is someone who is not afraid to speak truth to power. She's not afraid of talking about hard things. She is well versed in the American political scene. My hope is that she will help verse us in a more international scene and in certainly in matters to do with Australia and just that part of the world. So I'm just really, really excited. We have a date to meet, but I'm not sure when I'm going to air it, but it will be this month. So that's my little gift to you, bringing someone on once a month whom I know you guys love. And I think it'll be really educational, enlightening, provocative perhaps, um, but really good. So look for that moving forward. All right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day, Wednesday, right in the middle of the week, and I'll see you again really soon. Take care.